Emisión.net.
Hello again and welcome to Letter for England, from England, broadcasting for the Spanish Evangelical Alliance and AC Press. The Italian capital has not been known historically for its tolerance of religious minorities, but Italian evangelicals are hoping to change this. Persecution stretches from the depredations of Emperor Nero to the intransigence of the papacy. But the Italian Evangelical Alliance has organised a rally to be held in the Piazza Santi Apostoli on June the 23rd, calling for an end to religious discrimination and the legal framework which endorses certain recognised faiths rather than guaranteeing religious liberty for all. The Alliance rally call reads as follows: Religious freedom touches every aspect of human life, as it involves freedom of conscience, freedom of thought, and freedom of professing publicly a personal faith. When religious freedom is threatened, the entire system that protects and safeguards everybody's liberty is then under attack. Religious freedom is not simply a concern for minorities, but rather is a fundamental civic principle that should matter to everybody regardless of one's own belief system and affiliation. Religious freedom is the common foundation that allows the development of an effective social policy that is receptive and respectful of differences, including religious differences. This encourages choices based on a genuine principle of tolerance, one that does not simply cover up diversity, and based on actions which promote true integration, pluralistic dialogue aiming at the common good, the defence of human rights and democracy. The statement reads on: Because of our convictions and our history, we are fully aware of the necessity of promoting religious freedom. There might be among us various attitudes towards which specific type of relationship with the Italian state we can have, but we are fully unified in believing that the moment is ripe for the approval of a long-awaited law concerning religious freedom. As happened in 1999 when another meeting for religious freedom was organised in Rome by the Italian Evangelical Alliance, today we are once more fully united in requesting: 1. The abrogation of the articles concerning the legally recognised faiths that are a remnant of fascist legislation and that discriminate against religious minorities. In a democratic nation there should be no legally recognised faiths, but full religious freedom should be granted to all. 2. That the law concerning religious freedom would not discriminate against churches and religious communities that are not formally and legally recognised by the state. If this were the case, then the law would further penalise such religious minorities, failing to promote a principle of equality among all faiths, and introducing a further discriminating factor, especially towards smaller communities. 3. That the various faiths which requested to sign an agreement with the state would be able to do so soon, thus fulfilling what is called for by Article 8 of the Italian Constitution. 4. That the Italian government would denounce and condemn the serious violations of religious freedom that occur in several countries with respect particularly to religious minorities, including evangelicals, and it would assist in finding practical solutions at both bilateral and international levels. 5. That besides the law on religious freedom, a real pluralism in the media and news communication would at long last be achieved in Italy. This concerns specifically the National Broadcasting Service, whose institutional mandate is to represent the plurality of religious and cultural components present in the country, but that sadly often disregards the evangelical community. 6. And finally, that the foundational principle of the separation between church and state will be upheld and applied to avoid any interference of various faiths in state matters and, reciprocally, to avoid any intrusion by the state into the independent, lawful activities of religious confessions. Respect for this principle helps to promote religious freedom. The statement then goes on to quote the Lausanne Covenant. It is the God-appointed duty of every government to secure conditions of peace, justice and liberty in which the Church may obey God, serve the Lord Jesus Christ, and preach the gospel without interference. We therefore pray for the leaders of nations and call upon them